All right, there was just a loaded NBA slate last night. So we're going to start it with Tony Snell, who won it for the Hawks last night. And I don't know if you could say dramatic fashion because the Raptors just forgot to play defense. This is inexcusable. You leave the only person on the court whose literal job it is to like shoot threes wide open. Like Tony Snell doesn't do anything. This guy is nothing in the NBA. I'm sorry, I'm not like a Tony Snell hater. Just telling you the facts. And you just left him wide open. Like this is his job. This is what they paid him to do. Like the only reason this dude is in the game is literally to catch a three and shoot it. How does this happen? Literally, I'll tell you how it happens actually. So off the screen, he's helping way too much. This is the problem right here. This help is way too extreme in a 2-point game. There's no need for it. He doesn't even rotate. So he rotates the wrong person. He's supposed to rotate over here. I mean, this is just simple basketball. He completely rotates wrong. This guy is rotating. If I'm correct, he's not even like he should have gone down there and he should have rotated up. But this guy ends up all the way over here. Disaster, absolute disaster. Losing to a Tony Snell buzzer beater is such a this year's Raptors team is really not good. Like they just keep finding ways to lose. They don't have that other player. Pascal Siakam hasn't really stepped it up. Character development. This is the meme. If you've never seen it, I don't know how, but yeah, very funny. Was just doing cardio. He was doing cardio, but he was probably playing defense or something. Can you smell what the Hawk is cooking? Hawks led by let me lay 19 in the first. Yeah, and then the Raptors just took the lead. And the Raptors were winning by 15 points. What did it say? It was 6 minutes, and they literally just lost the lead. And then they come down and hit this. All right, so there weren't really any highlights that were standing out from this game, but the Celtics just they cannot win with this team. They need to make a move. We'll see what it is, but excited to see these players when KD and Brown come back. Yeah, when KD comes back, it's not even going to be close. The Boston Celtics leaving Kyrie Irving, they didn't guard him in transition. They just couldn't even guard him one-on-one either. And then you have James Harden, and it's with James Harden on the court and Kyrie, it's what do you do? These two guys are unstoppable. So you realize the Nets had Kevin Durant just chilling on the bench. That's I was watching the whole game, and honestly, I'm just gonna end the thread here because this is so true. You're watching the game and you're realizing the Celtics are playing with their full team, and the Nets have Kevin Durant just sitting on the bench, and you're like, oh well, this isn't even gonna be close. You just realize the Nets games they're fun to watch, but it's also hard to watch because you know that this team is potentially the best team we've ever seen in terms of offense. I mean, who can stop them? It doesn't matter who you put out there on defense. It's impossible to stop this team from scoring. That's how I see it. So we'll see how that goes. But this team is ridiculous. All right, so the Sixers won last night. I got to give props to my man Tobias Harris. Let's see what he put in. He put in 24. Then a good team game from everyone else. Dwight with 18. I mean, and what? The Bulls shot 50% from three while the Sixers shot 30%? That's insane. That never happens in the modern NBA. The score from Warriors more than just a three, and a really good defense. Laurie went crazy from deep. Doesn't even matter. 76 points. No Embiid, no Simmons. That's the most impressive part. Tony Bradley, dude, he was putting in minutes tonight, and it was what? Sixers fan who watched the Bulls stream tonight, I will say the Bulls commentary team. I don't care about that. Without a doubt, the least Sixers game ever. I would say it's a pretty Sixers game. If we lose trap games, it means that the opposite can also lose trap games. Yeah, the way the Sixers play is they never win the trap games. They always lose a game like this. If they had Embiid and Simmons, it would somehow be a 3-point win. The Bulls don't play defense, dude. And then if they're not making, even though they shot well from three, it looks like the Sixers just got more shots up. That's the thing. You can shoot a low percentage, but if you get rebounds and you shoot more, who cares if you shoot a low percentage if you got more shots? And oh my God, that dude Wendell Carter Jr. is not even that good in my opinion. The Nets being half games behind the 1-seed Sixers. Yeah, like I said earlier, that Nets seems too good. I don't think the Sixers are going to be able to hold this 1 seed for much longer, especially if Joel and Simmons don't play again. They need to be back, right? I hope they play the next game. All right, so two of the best scorers in the NBA faced off last night. Booker, 35, and then I think Lillard dropped 30. Yep, one short of hitting my bet, or two short. Devin Booker scores 130-point game, and he's 24, bro. Phew. He's 24. Portland is now 0-1 when playing in the Spurs jerseys. Yeah, if you watch this or you look it up, they were playing in these jerseys, and the first thing I thought was, that's the Spurs jerseys. Devin Booker and Mikal Bridges and others. What about Chris Paul? First game time was always going to be a fun battle. Just got to be able to get the win. Not Dario. Imagine someone telling him 2018 that the Suns would be above the Warriors halfway through the season. Well, I mean, by 2020, it's a little bit different, and then Warriors don't have Klay Thompson, harder schedule, so I guess the Suns are just good. Yeah, if you go look at the standings, I'm not going to look at them today because I looked at them in the last video. They haven't really changed since. Maybe a few teams have moved because it's been a game now, and a game changes everything, but the Suns are still the 2 seed, so they're pretty good, even though they've only won like 14, 15 games. The Blazers outplayed us for 3 quarters, but we stuck around, and the Suns and Chris Paul, like they were down by 6, and then Chris Paul was like, you know what, me and Devin Booker, we got this. We're going to put the team on our back and win this game. All right, so here's the game that literally I didn't watch, didn't even know was played. I didn't know it was played because I bet on it, and I know Cat didn't really do anything. The Timberwolves won in a game where Cat didn't even drop that many points because, yeah, this kid Anthony Edwards is like amazing. He's amazing. He's literally so good. Look, he scored the most points in the game. He literally scored the most points in the game. Would be a top 10 in the redraft this time next year. The Minnesota Timberwolves are undefeated since the All-Star break. Wolves turn a 16-point deficit into a 30 point. That's insane. First game post-trade deadline. From down by 16 to winning by 30, pretty incredible turnaround. So we're just going to talk about that. I mean, not Anthony Edwards, just like playing amazing. No mention of Anthony Edwards, but this... Wait, what? Who are these dudes? Who are these 2 guys? I've never heard of these 2 dudes. I didn't even notice this. Jalen Noel? Jaden McDaniels? What? Well, this was the most interesting post-game thread, I think. Gets outplayed by the chat, Naz Reid. I love Naz Reid. He was so much fun. This guy's shy. This first comment wraps it up. He'll never miss an All-Star game again. 32, 2, 6, 11, 22. Didn't even shoot well from 3. But that guy that put up 3 points, Mike Conley. Oh, I thought he meant 3 points tonight. Conley had 0 points tonight. Dude, he's so good. Like, this guy Shy is the future of the NBA. He's the future Chris Paul. He literally plays just like Chris Paul. Who knew the Prairie would find its new king so quickly? He's just amazing. I mean, if you don't watch the Thunder... I mean, I didn't watch this game last night. I know Al Horford also played well. He put up like 22, I want to say. But yeah, this guy Shy makes his teammates better. And Lou Dort, shout out Lou Dort. You know, when he plays defense like that, you're going to win basketball games. Yo, this quote from Kyrie is absolutely insane. Big surprise to a lot of people. All that I talk about me and all the relationships I have with every team around. I'm glad we get to see it every single game, and I've got some great people out here. The guys with problems between aren't even on the team anymore. True. Rozier and Morris. Yeah, like they got rid of all of them, and then it wasn't really their choice. They all pretended there weren't actual issues that season. We all watched that Celtics-Bucks series. We're not dumb. Yeah, exactly. That team had chemistry problems long before that series. They weren't ever put it together. And they were best when Kyrie played, honestly. And that series they honestly weren't the better team either. Like, they had Giannis. And they couldn't stop Giannis. And Giannis was breaking out. And they just ran into Giannis. Most Celtics fans, Kemba was better. Jeez. Yeah, no. Kemba's a disaster. Why isn't Kyrie ruin my narrative? Because he's just a great person. I love Kyrie Irving. He's literally one of my favorite people. I just found my favorite thread of the day. The return of Caris LeVert draws near. Let's go. Dude, Sabonis and LeVert 2-man game. Oh my God, I'm not ready for it. With Brogdon, I can't wait to watch this team play. I love this kid too. He is so good at scoring. This is exactly what they need. Why is it so dramatic? Because the Pacers are going to be one of the best teams in the NBA with him. And I'm not kidding right now. The Pacers will be one of the best teams in the NBA with Caris LeVert. Book it. There's just so much to happen in the NBA last night. Like, I forgot the Clippers just destroyed the Warriors. Wasn't even close. Where were you when Draymond Green hit more threes than Steph Curry? I was asleep because this game put me to bed. I literally fell asleep. I was so bored watching it. Like, when Steph Curry's not putting on a show, it's like there's nothing to really talk about. James Wiseman was barely playing. He didn't play till like the garbage time minutes. Kennard is really finishing his role as the leader of our third team. Dude, like, Kennard doesn't play. Like, they gave away Landry Shamet to get him, and he doesn't play. They're not chasing wins, but not developing the year. What were the Warriors doing tonight? I have no idea. They just aren't good. Like, this team's not good without Klay Thompson. And they need to just develop James Wiseman, and, like, they weren't even doing that. I don't know what they're doing. I think they want to make a trade. That guy's right. That comment I just read, I read it. I didn't read it out loud, but they are trying to trade Wiggins or Oubre because they only need one of them, not both of them. Steph having 37, 12, 2, and splitting minus. Yeah, I mean, the Clippers are also really good. So, Kawhi Leonard, they played great defense on him. They trapped him all night. They made it hard for him, and, he didn't shoot well. Got his looks, but just didn't make him tonight. It wasn't really a fun game to watch, so that's why I didn't really... There's no highlights from it you noticed, so... Wiseman looked impressive tonight. I'm telling you, literally the moments I watched of the game that I could, like, before I fell asleep, like, it was just, he didn't play, and that was really disappointing, because I love him. A lineup of Nico Mannion, Jordan Poole, this is where I fell asleep. When I saw this lineup checking the game, it was over. Literally, this exact moment is when, like, the commercial came on, and I think I fell asleep. Because I don't remember anything after this moment. This lineup was horrible. Horrible. The highlight that is, like, buried. Like, this is a very important highlight, and it's literally buried. Like, I am so far down on Reddit right now. So, anyway, Terry Rozier, my guy. I got this guy on fantasy. Takes it to the hole. Good driving. Great shot. I guess it's the Hornets, so no one really cares that he sealed the game. Michael Jordan, loving it. I'm loving it. Just a good basketball play here. I mean, get him. You're not. This is so much space. Or I'm way too far. Like, you have to be on him tight so he can't just run right by you. And he does that and floats it in. Another player that is actually better than Kemba Walker. Not even going to lie. I'd rather have Terry Rozier than Kemba Walker. All right, so I'm going to end this episode, and I probably didn't even cover half of what happened yesterday. Because honestly, this post has 103 upvotes. And it's pretty important. Drummond, Aldridge, Tucker, all available. All important players, and Lowry. They didn't mention Lowry. Where I think each one goes. Drummond, Nets. Aldridge, Celtics. Tucker, Nets. Lowry, Sixers. My prediction. Yep. They got to get rid of him. 2 months. It's ridiculous. Drummond has missed 2 months. Cleveland can't trade him. They literally can't trade him. This guy, I have him in fantasy. Hasn't played. No one wants him. Not Cleveland fans 2 months ago. Yep. Yeah, I don't know. Someone needs to take him. PJ Tucker is the center the Celtics end up with. He probably is an upgrade. Someone that can do anything. They're all going to be the Nets with Redick hot on the trail. There's only one roster spot left. Wow. Interesting. Yeah, they could waiver Perry. They can do something. What are the odds all 3 guys land on the Lakers next? Pretty good. Probably all of them. And the dark horse, I'm going to end this episode with this, is there's a few dark horses actually. Oladipo, DeRozan. Just putting that out there. I know DeRozan, very sad what happened, but those 2 guys, watch for them to be traded, especially Oladipo. He might be on the Warriors. I'm not even kidding. He might end up on the Warriors. So we'll see what happens at the trade deadline. And let me know what you guys thought about this episode. Anything I missed, leave in the comments as always. And I'll see you guys next one. Peace out, boys.